An elf is a type of supernatural being that appears in Germanic mythology and folklore. Elves are a very popular folk belief figure of the northern culture, which is divided into Scandinavian, Anglo-Saxon and Germanic cultural branches. While elves are sometimes kind-hearted, compassionate beings who heal diseases, teach the hidden secrets of plants and stones, sometimes they can be harmful, deceitful, malicious and dangerous. They can fascinate and make people and animals sick. In some beliefs, the pentagram is used to protect against malicious elves. Some elves are surprisingly beautiful. Elf women and elf wives are depicted combing their long blonde hair. They have a joyful life based on games, dancing and singing. Sometimes only their wild voices are heard. They are invisible. Elves also have an important place in Germanic shamanism. It is known that originally elves were a name given to the spirits of dead people. As a matter of fact, in Scandinavia, it is said that he turned into an elf for the deceased people lying in most kurgans, that he became an elf. There are many fantastic fictions about elves nowadays. The most famous of these are the Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Elves usually look like humans, that they are taller, prettier, wiser and more delicate than humans. Despite this delicacy, they are fast and strong. They have a melodic tone of voice. Elves usually live more than 1200 years. They do not die unless they wither from grief or are cut and wounded, and bleed. For this reason, elves are said to be immortal. Elves are more beautiful than humans. They don't like to wander around the mountains or the seas very much, instead, living by seeing the sky, growing things and leading a peaceful life in the forests is the lifestyle that elves want. Elves do not much prefer to associate with other races. They don't have many friends from other races, but they don't forget their friends from other races easily either. Elves are adept at magic and impressive for their agility when it comes to fighting. Elf warriors, who usually prefer bows and daggers, are very good at this thanks to their agility. When we look closely at the mythology of the elves, we can see that they rebelled against the divine beings created by Eru, the god of mythology, which Tolkien fictionalized in a similar way to many mythologies, that is, the Valor singular, Vala and the Valor were expelled from Valinor, which they created in a heavenly way. The reason for this dismissal is that the talented elf Fëanor has become obsessed with the Silmarils, rare jewels that he produces. By trapping a piece of the unique lights of the two trees created by the Valor in a substance, he doesn't want anyone to touch them except his sons, and he gets very ambitious when it comes to Silmarils. Fëanor, whom Melkor Fëanor called him Morgoth, brought to Phil by saying that the Valor wanted to take the Silmarils, rebelled against the Valor along with some other elves. After that, the elves were cursed by the Valor because of their ambitions. They went to the east, to the lands of Middle-earth, to fight Melkor, and despite their very long struggle, they could not capture the Silmarils. Kings such as Fingolfin, Fëanor and his sons, Turgon, Thingol died in the wars with Melkor. Melkor, who dominated the earth until Eärendil's journey to the west, was defeated by the Valor and the elves of the west. When Eärendil asked for forgiveness on behalf of the Noldor exiled elven people, and the elves were restored to peace, however, this peace of mind did not last. Sauron, who had previously served a governor, and returned to Melkor at the beginning of the days, continued to make insidious plans after Melkor's defeat. After the defeat of Melkor, Sauron asked for forgiveness from the Valor and was forgiven by the Valor. Only Mandos was not happy with this decision, but did not make a sound. Sauron's betrayal and insidiousness are described as follows. The blacksmith from Ariagan, the kingdom of the Noldor in Middle-earth, approaches the elves in a friendly way. He teaches them many things they don't know, and learns the art of making magical rings from them. He then betrays them as he had always planned, making the One Ring, which allows him to gain dominance over the other rings and those who use the rings. The war that broke out after the construction of the One Ring ended with the defeat of Sauron thanks to the alliance of elves and humans. However, the ring is not destroyed. Most of the elves begin to migrate over the sea to Valinor City again. A small part of them continue to stay in Coop Irikvadi and Mithland. After the One Ring reappears much later, Another battle is fought. The ring is destroyed by the ring-bearer Frodo Baggins, and the remaining elves migrate to the west, to Valinor. Now the Age of People has begun.